Hi guys, welcome back. If there's a green hue, it's because there's a green perspex thing, a lean-to just there, and it's just added a green hue to this particular scene. Listen guys, welcome back. This is Alpha Omega Occasionally. I want to extend a big thank you and a warm welcome to all our new subscribers. My last video down there in John Tien really took off, and thank you so much for your support, all of you, for everybody. Look, this video is a lot lower key. There are no Indians here. There are absolutely no Indians here. Not only are there no Indians here, but there's damn all else. This is Slongawang Pontutini, just north of Bangkok. And if you're a regular viewer to the channel, you'll know that this is where we come on weekends. There's one thing that struck me about my recent trip down to John Tien, and it really hit home, that I complain a lot about Thai culture and how it annoys me. Certain aspects of it annoy me. But you see, that's my prerogative. I mean, that's it. That's the way it is. If it annoys me, it annoys me. If it annoys you, it annoys you. But when I had experienced exposure to Indians in groups, and you see, this is the thing, it's a group mentality. I'm not saying Indian people are like this necessarily, but their culture is. But look, I'll cut to the chase. Comparing Indian culture to Thai culture, I'll take Thai culture any day. It's given me an awareness. You know the way they say you don't know what you got till it's gone? Well, it's kind of like that. It's given me an awareness of the fact that what I perceive to be correct is correct in my mind. But just because it's correct in my mind doesn't mean it's the same correctness in your mind or anybody else's mind. Some people that come here, tourists, we use the term farang as a term of convenience, like I always say. That term doesn't bother some people. It bothers the hell out of me. Driving in Bangkok bothers the hell out of some people. It doesn't really bother me because I've been doing it for the last 12 years and I now drive like a Thai. I have adapted. There's certain aspects of my culture that has been ingrained in me that I can't change. But driving, yeah, I learned to drive reasonably late in life. Like I was 26, I think. So I haven't been doing it all my life. So therefore it's probably easier to adjust than to change. There was a guy, I don't know what his name is, and I don't mention other YouTubers necessarily, but there was a guy who made a video about the cost of living in Thailand, and this is not about the cost of living in Thailand. Everybody knows $1,000 a month, $1,000 a month. But he made a very good point that Farang who come over here don't realise how culturally different this place is. And he did mention, see what he was talking about, if you want to live on $1,000 or even $2,000 a month, if you want all your home comforts, your budget will be out the window, because you're not going to get a bathroom, you're not going to get a kitchen, you're not going to get air conditioning if you're paying $100 or $200 or $300. Well, you might, but not necessarily. In my experience, I was paying with my wife $100 a month for a government style apartment. There was 4 walls, and it was a balcony outside, and I wouldn't even call it a bathroom. It was the Asian style toilet and a big bucket with a plastic pan thing that you throw water over your head to have a shower. So what you're used to at home, forget about it here, because you'll have to get used to something completely different. And I spent the last 12 years struggling, absolutely struggling, to impose almost my culture on Thais. When I talk about imposing my own culture on Thais, it's more my refusal to accept the way they do things. There's been more than one occasion when I went out with my wife and we were supposed to take off our shoes going into such and such a place, and I said, oh, fuck this, I'm not taking off my shoes. If you got lace-up sneakers on, you know, bending down, I'm 60 years old, bending down to unlace them. But you see, it's been a struggle. But I've come to learn, and I did learn, that I could be worse off. Thailand is a wonderful, wonderful place. The people are genuinely friendly. Okay, you'll never be one of them. We've said it before, you'll never mix, you'll never be part of who they are. But you'll always be, I would say, if you leave them alone, they leave you alone. If you don't look for trouble, trouble won't come looking for you here. That's more or less what I've learned over the last 12 years. I also want to say that after my trip to Jomtien, and I've been there oodles of times, but when I saw those floozies sitting at the Jomtien sign, and I forgot to mention at the time, for every floozy there was one or two older European guys, Farang. They looked like fossils. I mean, that's the truth. They looked like fossils because of the lighting, and it was very grainy, you know what I mean? It was just, anyway. How I would hate to be like them. Why are they sitting on a concrete bench on a beachfront at 10 o'clock at night talking to floozies? They probably have no intention of going off with them because they probably went off. I'm not saying they did or didn't, but you know, you get tired of anything. But that's how they spend their time. I can tell you that I would rather do that. I would rather spend a day with a floozy without doing nothing, just in her company, than spend an hour in an elevator with a group of Indians. Now there you go. How about that? Is that a comparison? Can you see what I mean? I'm so happy that I went to Jomtien. Not that I went to Jomtien. I'm so happy that I had the experience I have had with those bloody Indians. And again, I'll say it again because I'm not being racist with those bloody Indians, those particular ones who are acting like ignoramus in the lifts and elsewhere. But yeah, it's made me appreciate Thai culture, because the behavior of Chinese, the behavior of Indians is very, very similar. I'm not saying it's wrong, I'm just saying that's the way it is. And Thais would never, ever behave that way. I'm going to tell you a story. I was in a hotel with my wife. This is before Harry was born. This is quite a few years ago. And we got up for our breakfast, went down to the dining hall. There was a buffet breakfast. So we had taken what we wanted. We were sitting at the table. And about a group of Chinese entered the dining hall. Say, ballpark 20 in the group. Some of them sat down, made their way to the tables, and some of them made their way to the buffet. What was happening was the people that went to the buffet were getting the grub for the people who were sitting down. Like the wife would sit down with the kids and the husband would stand up and get the grub, or whatever it may be. But while they were at the buffet, they would turn around and shout, "How are you? How are you?" Ni hao. By the way, that's Chinese. What I said before wasn't, but it'll give you the idea. They would shout across the dining hall. And the look of bemusement and horror on the face of my wife and the other Thais in the dining hall. It's a pity I wasn't doing YouTube at the time. The manager of the hotel approached me as the only Farang in the room, and he introduced himself to my wife, and then he said, "I want to apologize. They are not Thai. We don't behave like that." That's the truth. He felt so embarrassed that maybe I would assume that was acceptable in Thai culture. So I really am appreciative of this place. There's words that used to annoy me. Babao cha cha, babao cha cha. If you speak any amount of Thai, you'll probably get the gist of what that means. It means softly, gently, quietly, softly, gently. I don't know what the direct translation is. But my wife is constantly saying that to me. You know, don't raise your voice. Everything must be babao cha cha. And listen, all I hear are garden grass trimmers, maybe a chainsaw in the distance, birds singing. It's absolutely wonderful. Babao cha cha. You won't get much babao cha cha in Calcutta or Beijing. And you might say you won't get it in Bangkok either. Do you know Bangkok is it's not a noisy city. It's not a noisy city. It's not any more noisy than anywhere else. It's just, but they do. The Thais respect other people. The Indians don't, and the Chinese don't. But that's their culture. Maybe they look upon our culture, Western culture, I mean the Thais, look upon Western culture as we're disrespectful because we don't take off our shoes going into a building, you see. I remember once, I'll tell you another brief story. I was working in a school, 8 years ago now, 8 years ago. And it was a Thai Muslim school. And it was run by 3 sisters. And one was as contrary as the next. And, I was going to say something, I won't say it, but I was in the office, and the teacher's office, and one of the sisters, and she was the same age as me, but she was contrary. Maybe I'm contrary too. But I was getting stuff out of the bottom drawer of a filing cabinet. So I bent down, got the stuff, picked it up, put it in my folder, and I had my arms full of exam papers and books and what have you. And she said to me, in Thai, pid whatever, I forget what it is, close the drawer. So I went like that. And she screamed in disgust. You'd swear I just killed her chihuahua. I walked out because I couldn't handle it. I said, what the hell's going on? I was called back to the office on the tannoy. I had to apologise. This is the principal of the school called me back. I had to apologise to her sister because I insulted her. You don't use your foot in Thailand to do anything. But her reaction was unbelievable. And you see, these are what I would say are aspects of Thai culture that would annoy me. Like, why the hell is it such a big deal, using your foot to close a drawer? Well, it is. But you see, we probably come across as ignorant, just like the Indians come across as ignorant to us when we do things like that. I'm being broad-minded. I'm being broad-minded here. But you see, no matter how we go on, or no matter how long we go on about this and that, and I don't like this and I don't like that, and the problems we incur living here, and the amount of grief that we go through, it's a fact, and this is a fact. It doesn't matter, because nothing, in the grand scheme of things, nothing really matters. I'm standing here now. It's 9:15 on a Tuesday morning. I'm making a video. But when I finish doing this, what I've just done is gone. It's finished. It's over. Any problem that I have today, it might be a small one or it might seem insurmountable. It means a lot to me today. But in the grand scheme of things, it means absolutely nothing. Because I'll tell you why. And you know why. When you're gone and when I'm gone, it's over. It's over. That's it. It's gone. People that lived 1,000 years ago, unless you're Cleopatra or Julius Caesar, people aren't going to remember you. And the people who knew you won't be there, and the people who knew them won't be there. So nothing matters. And I don't know who it was. I watched a video not too long ago. Someone trying to impart this wisdom that we spend our time worrying about this and about that, and I crap on about Indians and I crap on about Chinese and blah blah blah. In the grand scheme of things, nothing really matters. It matters to you now, but tomorrow and the next day and in 100 years from now, in 100 years from now you won't be here, so it doesn't matter. So there you go. And I would say that if you're coming to Thailand, or if you are here, and I said this before in the last video, if you can acquaint yourself and adapt yourself to behavior that you consider rude and ignorant, i.e. Chinese and Indians. I'm singling out those because they're the ones I've experienced. But if you can adapt yourself to that, off you go. You'll have a great time if you enjoy that kind of carry on. I would not live in Pattaya. There's no way I could handle it. I just couldn't handle it. And Jomtien, because it's overrun, there is absolutely no way I could live there. This is serene. This is easy, apart from the mosquitoes. But remember, lads, you won't change anything. I won't change anything unless you're able to adapt to the culture that surrounds you. You're going to find yourself in an abrasive situation that you won't be able to be comfortable and enjoy your time. And that's what I'm doing now. Enjoying me time talking to you, as I always do. Well, in the true tradition of this channel, I've changed the scene a little bit. This is one of the things that I used to hate, and I still do. I still don't like Thai food all that much. I'm hungry, and if I want to satisfy my hunger, I'd much rather have Western food. I'd much rather have a burger or lasagna or whatever. You know what I mean? Or a burrito or whatever. And somebody said to me there in a comment that I didn't know my arse from my elbow when I said a burrito was Mexican food on one of my videos. He said it's American food. What the heck? It's Mexican influenced American food. But there you are. But I'd rather have that anyway than have this stuff. I'll give you a heads up. You know what it's like. I'm not going to name the place because you can't name these places on YouTube in Thailand. But you cook your own food at the table, and sitting down is as cramped as hell. But you see, I used to let this kind of thing get to me. But as I said before, after my experience with those bloody Indians, this is heaven. This is what I mean about cooking your own food at the table. And for me, I'd rather just be served the food rather than... Again, you might disagree with me, but I'd rather just be served the food. And that's one thing India has over Thailand. I will say this much. Indian food is head and shoulders above Thai food, if you ask me. But Thai culture is head and shoulders above Indian culture. And that's a fact. So, as that other guy said in this video about fellas coming over here, you know, thinking they're going to live off $1,000 a month or $2,000 a month. If you want, as I said, if you want your own type of food, your own type of lifestyle, the food you're used to and the lifestyle you're used to, you're going to pay through the nose. But one thing he didn't say, you come to a Thai restaurant like this and you're going to pay. This will come to about 800 baht for this meal. Now, it's a heck of a lot of food, but this is where the Thais go. This is Thai style. And if you're on $1,000 a month or even $2,000 a month, you probably would be able to only afford this once in a blue moon. As I said, it's not something I'm gone on, but I'm born again. I'm born again in Thai culture. I prefer to suffer eating stuff that doesn't really appeal to me when I'm hungry, rather than face the prospect of being with Indians. As you see, there's an abundance of grub. Look at this. So, just as a heads up, that little lot came to 1,100 and something Thai baht. That's about $34. So Thailand isn't that cheap, and India is probably a lot cheaper. But I'd still rather live here. And another thing about Thailand is, it's so damn civilized. They don't have sewage running through the streets. I've never been to India, but that's what I heard about it. I heard a lot about it. And yes, I mean, when I say civilized, I mean it's goddamn civilized. Do you know the facilities here where I am in Bangkok surpass the facilities where I'm from in Ireland? And Ireland's supposed to be one of the richest countries in the world. And Thailand's supposed to be a developing country. Well, I wouldn't call it a developing country, I just call it underdeveloped. But where you have it, it has some of the best facilities you'll find anywhere in the world. And that goes for health cover as well. You see, as I said, I'm born again. I'm renewed. I really want to thank those Indians for being so rude to me, because they made me appreciate what I have here. Not only do I appreciate the Indians for pointing out how much I should appreciate Thailand, but I also appreciate you guys for being there. Thank you so much. We've reached the conclusion of yet another video, but there's lots more to come on this channel. And listen lads, if you like what you've seen, leave a comment in the comment section, click the like button, the share button, subscribe button, do all those wonderful things. And I'll bring you back another wonderful video very soon. Thanks for joining me.